Good afternoon, guys. So this is going to be part 2 of the perimeter fencing. I didn't really make a whole lot of progress on this side of the fence. I haven't stretched it yet or anything. That will happen in this video. The first thing that I'm going to do though is I'm going to start working on the posts on the opposite side of the driveway here. So there's going to be 4 posts on that side. So that's what this video is going to be. It's going to be getting those 4 posts in. It's going to be doing horizontal members on the posts that are going to be the tensioning posts, and then getting the fence stretched and installed, fully installed, I guess, on this side. And then I have enough posts that I'm actually going to do 2 of the posts up on top of the hill as well, which are going to be right above the chicken coop. So that's what this video is going to be, part 2 of the perimeter fence. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe and like if you like it. Okay, so I am getting everything staged down here. Got some concrete. I got some bracing 2x4s to hold the post upright, my level. Concrete and shovel. Going to be doing 4 posts, so that is 6 bags of concrete, because it's been about 1.5 bags per post. And then whatever extra I have, I will dump into the gate post hole on this side, just like I did on that side for the other one. Yeah, so let's get started. Oh, I gotta go grab the posts. Alright, so that is 4 more posts done. And this one is quite a bit lower. It's still more than 4 feet above the ground. But I remember when Shane was drilling, he said that it felt like he hit a pocket on that one. But I didn't remember that until I was putting the post into it. Hi, Hati. What are you doing? And then the one last one down here. So I will let these sit overnight, and then tomorrow I'll remove the bracing. There's just a little bit left over that I threw down in the bottom of that hole. That'll be where the gate post goes. And the sun is right in the camera. So tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, if I have time, after I get home from work, I will start working on the horizontal pieces. So I'll be able to do this one here, and then also this one here. And then once that's done, I can start stretching this fence line over here, and then attaching it, and then start putting in the T-posts. So that's good for today. 4 more posts down. Okay, so it's been quite a few days since I last worked on any of this fencing. And I know I keep saying I'm going to start on the horizontal pieces, but before I do that, since it's nice and sunny today, I think I'm going to get the 2 posts mounted up here first, just so that I can get the cement in and get it set. And then I'll be doing 3 horizontals all at once, as well as stretching out the fence on that first section on the right of the driveway back over there. So yeah, let me get to it. I'm gonna get set up here on top of the hill. All right, so I got all my stuff staged up here. Concrete mixer, the posts, my shovel, 2x4s for bracing, my drill, level, and these are the 2 holes right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and I'll just come back after it's done. Whew. Those bags of concrete are heavy. You guys have seen enough time lapses of me mixing concrete, so be back in a sec. All right, these 2 are done. Ultra wide mode, so if it looks a little fish-eyed, that's why. Because regular, I don't quite get it all in the shot. All right, so these two posts are done. And I think once these are set, I'm going to do what my original plan was, if you followed the chicken coop build, was I was going to have the fence come up to here, go over to there, and then go down to give the chickens access to this area too. So I think I'm gonna fence that, and I'll open it up. And as long as they don't tear my vetiver grass up too bad, then I'll leave it open. If not, then I'll close it back up to where it is now. Once the vetiver gets bigger, then it won't be an issue, but right now it's still kind of small. Okay, I have these two posts cut for the horizontal pieces that will go on the left side and the right side of the driveway. They're slightly long. I cut them a couple of inches long, and I marked a line here, which I don't know if it's showing up real well. Basically on the top, when I cut it on both sides. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take one of these cut-offs, and I'm going to kind of put it like that and trace around it a little bit. And then I'm going to use my Sawzall to try to cut a notch out of this, just so it fits tight up against the post that it's getting mounted to. And then once I get one side cut, I will mark the actual measurement inside pole to inside pole, and then I will notch the other side. So that way it's a nice snug fit. So something like that, if you can see that, this round line here. So I'm basically gonna take my Sawzall and I'm gonna cut perpendicular to this and try to keep it, you know, pretty much straight, and then just cut this round out. Okay, the Sawzall idea didn't really work out. So what I ended up doing instead is I took my circular saw, I put an angle on it, which was about the same as what I drew for this, the circle here, from the edge to there. It's flat, it's not as rounded as I was hoping, but it serves the purpose. So when this is on there, it'll pull in pretty tight still. And that's all I'm really looking for. And it's a lot quicker using that instead of trying to do it with the Sawzall. All right, this horizontal post is in place. It will pull in a little tighter than that once I put the bolts in. And the horizontal is more level than the fence right now because we're going downhill. So most likely I will drop this side a little bit just to kind of match the fence line. But it'll be just below the top of the fence like that. So let me go get this side cut, and then I will run my extension cords down here with the plug-in drill, because I know my battery drill definitely will not be able to do these. All right, so what's going to happen here is I'm going to start with, if I don't drop it, I'm going to start with this 1.5 inch Forstner bit. And basically what that's going to do is create a flat for the washer to sit in on this edge here. And then I'm going to drill through the vertical post with a 1/2 inch bit, which is the size of these lags. And then from there, I'm going to go with a 3/8, probably 6 inches into the horizontal post. And what that's going to do is create a space where this can pull in tight, but it's not going to split the post. And these are galvanized lags, 1/2 inch diameter, and they're 10 inches long. So once they're in there, it'll be about like that. Okay, that is done. So basically all I was doing with the Forstner bit was just creating a flat for the washer to sit. And then you can see the head of the lag bolt is just sticking out a little bit. So, and this pulled in fairly tight. It would have been nice if it was a little tighter, but I mean, that's good enough. The structural support is there, and that's all that really matters. So now I'm going to continue and do these other three. Okay, so these are totally bolted in now, all 4 lags. Now I can start working on stretching this section of fencing. All right, so it's the next day, and I'm getting ready to start stretching this out. And the first thing that I need to do is to finish securing this. So if you can see, the fencing wraps around this 4x4 all the way down. And some of them are just looped, some of them are wrapped. So I need to wrap all of them so that they're tight. And then this was going to be the main anchor point for this end of the fence. Once that's done, then I'm going to start stretching and then stapling the fence to the posts all the way down. All right, I have all those ends wrapped up and I'm getting ready to stretch this now. So basically what I'm doing, they do make a fence puller, but I don't want to spend money on that. So basically all I did is I put a 2x4 on either side, and then you run about 5 screws through, 5 or 6, how many ever you want. And then I put a strap on that, and then I use my come along, and then I connect that to the back of my FJ or something sturdy. You can do it to a tree or, you know, whatever's close by. So the come along, I'll put a link in the description below. I got this on Amazon. It was about 55 bucks, I think. So this is real handy to have whenever you need to pull something or lift something or move something. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this set up and then show you guys how I do it. All right, so I have this set up. I have some tension on here. It's not fully tight, but it's pretty tight. So what I'm gonna do is go along. You can see there's some spots where the fence is hitting on the ground and it's pushing it up, like right here especially. So I'm going to take my shovel and I'm going to dig that out a little bit so that this is flat. See how there's a buckle in the fence right there? So I'll dig that out a little bit and then I'll pull this a little bit tighter, and then I'll go ahead and put staples on the back side of that post. Okay, so this is stretched. As you can see, I have the staples on the back there. This can be kind of difficult because you got to sort of reach through and hammer them. I don't have a real easy way to get to the back side of this fence once it's up, but that works. So I tried to dig this up a little bit. It ends up there's actually a root right there from one of these trees, so I wasn't able to dig too deep, but I got a little bit of it dug out. So now I'm going to move down to the next pole and start all over again. Okay, so everything is stretched and anchored all the way up to this post here. And of course, it's raining. Can't really complain. I mean, it's January. This is rainy season, and I've had quite a few sunny days. So I have basically one more post to secure to down here. This section I'm not going to stretch really tight. I'm going to just stretch it, you know, so that it's straight, because I haven't put in the gate post yet, which is what this fence will actually terminate on. So it'll go to the gate post. Whew, okay. So everything is stretched tight, everything is attached all the way down to this post. The last step is going to be drilling holes and putting in T-posts. So this would probably be okay right now. The problem is with these long stretches is this top could still fold over, especially if somebody tried to climb it or something like that. So I'm going to put the T-post in. Probably will just end up being one up in the first section, maybe 2 there, 2 to 3 here, and probably 3 on this section. Basically about every 10 feet. So for that, I have my hammer drill with a 1.5 inch bit, and I basically just drill right into the rock. I'll show you how to do that. All right, so getting started on the T-posts. I measured the distance between this post and the corner of the chicken run. It's about 19.5 feet. So I hung my tape measure right about the halfway mark. So that's where I'm going to put my T-post in. I have my hammer drill, T-post pounder, T-post. This hammer drill, I'll put a link in the description. This is a 1.5 inch bit. So basically that is big enough for the T-post to fit in snugly. It still has to be pounded in with the T-post pounder. But what you do have to do is you have to cut this spade off. So I'll do that in a second. I'm going to start drilling this hole first, and then I will cut that off, and then we will pound this in. And that will probably be where I end this, because this is just going to get repetitive, you know, doing all these. And then I'm going to talk about the cost for everything so far. Okay, that T-post is in, and as you can see, that was a bit of work. This hammer drill I know is kind of expensive, but I figure I'm going to be putting in probably hundreds of T-posts on my property, so for me it was worth it. I think this was around 400 or 450, somewhere around there. Like I said, I'll have the link in the description for that, as well as the bit. So the last step on here is to put on the clips, which that's these. These are T-post clips. Whenever you buy T-posts, usually like if you're at Tractor Supply or whatever, they'll just give you a bag of these clips for free. You could use other tie wire or something like that as well. So I'm going to put the clips on here and then kind of show you what it looks like, and then that'll be it. We'll do a wrap up and I'll go over some costs, and that'll be it for this video. These little teeth that are on the back of the T-post, you want those to go towards the fence. So when the fence is pulled tight, it keeps the fence from moving up and down. So that's what that's for. So let me get these clips on, and then I'll show you what it looks like. The way that these clips work, you can see they're kind of already pre-shaped, and they have the kind of triangular shape, which is what fits on the T-post. So what you do is you hook the one side here, you pull it behind, and then this side, it's kind of hard to do one-handed, but that side basically hooks over like that, and then you take a pair of pliers and you pinch that side together so that it looks like this. So that's basically it. You don't have to put them on every single one. I basically put them every other one or so. I guess that one I skipped two, but they're so close together on the bottom. So that's pretty much it. You can pinch this side together if you want, but it's not really necessary because it's so long, it's not going to come unhooked. So, and that way if you ever have to undo it, it's not as difficult. All right guys, so I wanted to go over some of the costs because I got a couple questions on the last video. So basically I'm just going to tell you what the prices were and where I got all of the components for this fencing. So to start off, the T-posts and the 5-inch round post, I got both of those at Tractor Supply. The T-posts are about $10 each. They're like 10 and change. The posts are, these are what they call 4/5/8. So it's 4 to 5 inches in diameter and they're 8 feet long. Those were $15 and change. So let's say $16. So if you want to figure out the pricing, so the post was $16. The concrete I got at Home Depot. It's the Quickcrete 80-pound bag premix. So all you got to do is add water. Those are about $10 and change. So a bag and a half is what it's been averaging me for each of these posts. So that's about another $16, let's say. So $32 with the posts and the concrete. And then $60 to have the hole drilled. So you're looking at about $92 per post. Now the fencing, I got that at Miranda's, which is another farm supply store. This is a little bit heavier gauge than what you'll find at Tractor Supply or at Home Depot. This is what they call the, I think they call this 1348. It's 13 gauge, 48 inches tall, hog wire, and it's smaller, 6-inch, I guess between. So there's smaller squares at the bottom, and then they get bigger as they go up. So this is good for dogs or smaller animals because, you know, it's smaller at the bottom, so they can't really get through, and other animals can't get in. This is a 330-foot roll, and it cost about $350 with tax and everything. That's probably the most expensive part, but I figure for the sections that I'm doing for my whole perimeter, I think 2 rolls is probably going to be enough to do everything. And some of those sections are going to be temporary until I get you know, everything done, like a gate and all that installed. So that's the pricing basically. As far as getting the holes drilled, what Shane charges, he has I believe he has a 4-inch auger and an 8-inch auger. So his prices range anywhere from, you know, $25 to $30 a hole up to $60 a hole. So it depends on what size hole you want diameter wise and how deep you want to go. And of course, you know, if you're, you know, drilling into rock or soil, you wouldn't really need him though if you're drilling into dirt. Like, his services are pretty much for rock or, you know, mixed rock. So that's the pricing for that, which his information was in the first video, his contact information, phone number. So that's basically it. That's going to wrap up part 2 of the perimeter fence. Basically, this section here is almost totally done. All I have left to do is to add in the T-post, which I'm going to do that off camera, because when you see this one, it's all just repeat. Same thing. And also another thing about this is when you drill like that, you don't really need cement, because when you pound this into the rock, it's pretty solid. Like, you're able to kind of even bend it a little bit to straighten it up if you need to. And then another thing too is you can see this runs a little bit higher than the fence. So what a lot of people will do is they'll run a single strand of barbed wire on the top here. So that's why you have this little bit of slack. If you don't want to do that, you can just cut this off if you want to, or just leave it. So I will probably end up cutting down my posts, because they're 8-foot posts. So even, you know, 2 foot into the ground, they're sticking up 6 feet in most cases. So I don't think I'm going to need them that tall. Once I get all of my posts done, I'll figure out, I guess, what the lowest one is, or where the height that I want them to be, and then I'll cut all of those to size. So yeah, that's it. End of part 2. As always, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe and like, and I will see you guys on the next video. Aloha.